It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all pods, all of them.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid!
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Here's Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Gore readings, flesh wound, true crime freaks. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by the sheriff of this shit-ass fucking podcast, Todd Loya, and Pugs Dread. Gentlemen, how goes your evening?
Who let this fucking cunt in?
Todd, how are you, sir? Technical difficulties on the mic. We'll work that out here. I'm sure he's chilling.
I am not chilling, sir. We have a very heavy topic of the evening.
Yeah, well, there you go. I really missed what you said.
And literally.
I was going to say I knew something was up because, but yes, you're the sheriff, Todd.
I am the sheriff
of this shit ass fucking podcast.
So, remember that,
Dan. That's how you're going to be introduced. Now.
And Dan is the deputy Doofy. What's his name?
Deputy Doofy.
Doofy, yeah.
I am absolutely welcoming that new name.
I would do an impression, but I don't want to get canceled, so that's not going to happen. But maybe on Patreon, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Maybe I will do an entire episode as Officer Doofy. But yeah, there you go. Support us for original, early, and exclusive content. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Anyways, so we all just finished watching the Netflix doc, Hulu doc, pardon me, Untouchable, which of course is based on the Emperor to Todd's Darth Vader. Harvey Weinstein. I got this image now. Him going down that thing they throw him off of, and Todd just respect women.
Hey, you can listen to Ozzy's show and see I respect women. I was the only one who picked a woman.
Yes, KFWF. Listen to that as well. We did an awesome show, so you want to listen to that. Wow, where to start on this one?
The beginning?
Yeah, we'll start at the beginning. So I should say again, this is a doc on Harvey Weinstein. Well, not specifically just on Harvey Weinstein, but it's kind of
specifically on Harvey Weinstein. I don't.
Well, part
victims,
part biography, part it focuses a lot on the victims. But kind of gives you some insight into his upbringing as well, which again, I'll be honest, obviously we all know who Harvey Weinstein is, but I didn't really know much about his beginnings and being a music promoter and all of that. I know the movies, and
he also put out The Burning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Early Miramax Dimension, I think.
Very, yeah. The early days, that was, because he started in 78, I believe they said, which was sort of like his kind of official, like getting into movies from music promoting. And so this doc kind of focuses a lot on the accusers that have come forward and the lead up to 2016, where basically everybody was kind of converging to finally cut his throat and slay
I
the
like how
dragon.
Dan uses the words accusers instead of victims. Good job, Dan.
Yeah, it depends. You take it on a case by case. You don't know.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. I know, and we'll get into a lot of this. I know of a case, and I'm not going to name any names, but of a girl who brought it up, like blurted this out, and I'm not kidding. And this is a non-pay indie movie, and blurted out nothing that I was involved with. So yeah, don't Weinstein me. It's nothing to do with me. But blurted out like, I'll suck your dick for the lead role in a non-pay, like literally backyard indie movie. And she was the one that said, apparently, at least from what I've been told, that did happen.
Did she get the part?
Yeah.
Hey.
Man. All I know is Dan's already painting himself in the shittiest possible picture.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like there are two different categories. The victims.
You're already like co-signing.
No. I believe probably pretty much everybody in this. But there are some cases where it's
But we're not talking about those. We're talking about this, Dan. This is not your anti-Me Too propaganda show. This is about a specific case.
That's behind the paywall.
Yes.
Yes.
So again, painting yourself in the bad light.
All right. Yeah. So
you said the letters to him. I don't give a shit.
All right. So this kind of picks up in his early days in Buffalo. Again, music promoter. I didn't realize that. I'll be honest. I didn't know. I thought when you get that high in Hollywood, usually it's like a family connection of some sort, which I guess he really didn't have. In fairness, I mean, he kind of clawed his way up.
Yeah, it's either nepotism or you don't take no for an answer, which eventually got him in trouble.
It did. So watching this, my first thoughts were a lot of the hypocrites in Hollywood that knew about this. And
the worst kept secret in Hollywood.
I was going to say, that's how bad it is. Like, I mean, we knew that shit.
Yeah, everybody did. I knew about Kevin Spacey from stories from extras. I mean, it's like, and then like everybody's like trying to act all, high and mighty. You got Meryl Streep. Who's fucking Meryl Streep? You know how much she politics to win like every goddamn Oscar? She knew who Harvey Weinstein was. Come on. Not that this
on Music of the Heart. That's just rude, sir.
Great actress, but I'm just saying, full of crap.
Because she was the highlight interview of this piece. Thanks, Dan.
No, well, she's one example. I'm just saying.
Dan, remember we're talking about a certain thing, not just your propaganda again. We're like specifically talking about what the fuck does Meryl Streep have to do with this documentary?
Well, I'm talking about a lot. Well,
What are you talking about, Dan?
Gwyneth Paltrow, who was in the doc, not interviewed, but she was in the doc. Another example of somebody that I don't know. I guess I just don't get all of the ass kissing that a lot of people did. But let me tag you in, Pugs. What did you think in general? Because there's a lot to talk here.
Well, as a whole, this was very informative. I've been following this case along with you gentlemen. So like a lot of this is just repeated information, but just with more details. Like I've never really like the forceful rapes that occurred. I really haven't heard too much about those up until now. I just knew some were forceful. Some were just like, I can't say no. I feel like I can't say no, which sucks. The forceful rape sucks too. We'll make our jokes later. But yeah, it was cool. And then seeing like the people that brought him up to power or like that allowed it to occur. And like this one dude basically gave his friend to him, not realizing, some bad shit might happen. And then he still ended up working there and he felt like shit. I'm like, well, you feel like shit with a big ass paycheck. So do you really feel like shit? I don't believe some of these people.
He probably does now.
Right now, everything's come to light. Yeah. And then we got a little more information about Bob. He's still like, I think he knew, but we get there later too. But yeah, like he's like a normal dude, and like even though they were arguing, that's still his brother. So if you try to fuck with them, like they're gonna team up on you, and you know that's just family in general. But yeah, overall, Hulu I think knocked the shit out of the park with Untouchable.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Todd, in general, and we'll break it down.
I mean, Pugs nailed it. Yeah, it was. I mean, there was like, well, no, Pug said it. I mean, there was stuff we knew, but we got more to it. Like, I had, I've heard some of the tapes and all that stuff too in the past. They have a little more context. Some of the people interviewed, I didn't know, what's her name? Pug's favorite, De La Paz. What's her first name?
Paz de la Huerta.
Yeah, I think either I forgot or didn't remember that she was one of the accusers.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where I go. Like Harvey had some bad taste where he just wanted to get it in because she's gross. Lupita Nyong'o is gross. Some of these, like, dude, you're a powerful enough man where you don't have to intentionally rape anybody or unintentionally rape anybody. Like, dude, have your pick. They say no, move on to the next one.
Yeah, see that's. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. No, what are you doing with it for you? That was for Harvey.
No, it's like, okay. He didn't have to, like you said, he didn't have to do that. There's plenty of hopeful women in Southern California, New York, wherever the hell you're at, that are like Dan said earlier, willing to do what it takes to get that part. Even if it takes taking that part.
He doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Real
quick, when someone in the doc said, like, oh yeah, he's one of those guys that he just doesn't take no for an answer to get his claws way up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that just solidified the bad habit. So now when some, younger girl says no, it's like, well, maybe I can negotiate a yes out of you. And if not, I'll just put my mask on.
Let me ask you both a question about this, though, that I think is kind of
no, I have not.
No, with Weinstein, because like I was going to say the same thing. Even if it wasn't willing participants, which obviously, when you're that powerful, it's not going to be hard to find a girl that's willing to sleep with you consensually. Why couldn't he just? I hate to put it this way, but why could he have not just gotten a hooker, which he could have afforded high-end hookers every night if he wanted them?
Because he doesn't want hookers, he wants starlets.
Well, sure, but it's a two-part question, though. Do you think the part of his fantasy getting off is, this girl is going to have to do this, and maybe even the fear side of it? It depends what you believe and how far you think it went with him. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's just the power.
Well,
and then he gets
okay,
and
you're going to do what I say.
And also, when he was growing up, he felt fat and ugly, and like no one liked him. He felt so. Now that I'm like this big and powerful dude, I can reverse the role. No.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking like me whether I'm fat and ugly or not because I can control your life. I can control how much money you make. Shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think maybe because I always thought the same thing and I couldn't wrap my head around it. It's like, dude, you could easily, it doesn't matter what you look like. You can look like a fucking troll if you have that kind of power. I'm not saying every girl is going to say yes, but you can certainly you could get laid every day.
And I will just put this out here. We're not, what's the word? We're not okaying the abuse of power.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
But, I mean, for someone who wants to do what he was doing, I mean, he didn't have to force it. There was, like I said, plenty of people willing to do what it takes to be a movie star.
Sure.
And you know what? We can talk about those women later because I have a nice graphic of all the women who are alleged victims, so we can take a look at it later.
Where was Aja Argento on this doc?
I'm sure they reached out to everybody they could, and not everybody wants to talk, or maybe their pending case they can't talk. When was this made?
2019.
Okay, so it's still fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
because they didn't have his verdict on the his New York verdict on the doc.
yeah. I
No.
thought this was brand new. I didn't realize. Yeah.
No, it actually comes from, I'll just say, Kruger was watching our Epstein show, and we were like, we can't believe there's no doc on Harvey Weinstein. And he was like, oh, but there is. It says this. So,
and we immediately hopped on. Thank you, Kruger.
Yes, thank you, Kruger, because I did enjoy this quite a bit, and I should say this is also not a limited series. This is an hour and 39-minute feature doc, so you're not committing to like a 10-episode limited series, which is kind of the norm now for a lot of this. I actually really liked the opening that they did to this doc, where they were kind of talking the history of Hollywood, just picking up your bags and moving out there on a dream, and mentioning Lana Turner and Ava Gardner, who both
we all know took the D.
being discovered randomly. Hollywood had operated that way for a very long time. They talk a little bit about studio heads that in all honesty, and again, Harvey's a monster. I'm not like making any excuses for Harvey, but you go back, look at like Judy Garland. There were some real like absolute fucking demons running Hollywood back then. I mean, holy crap, they're still yeah, but I don't know. Now I feel like I wouldn't even want, if I had that power and I'm just a totally nice guy, I'd still be kind of worried now. Like, you would take
the Mike Pence role. Like, I can't be in the same room with a woman by herself.
No, not that extreme, but like I would be careful, like a joke that I might normally tell or anything. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like you would get like very like Stepford Dan, basically. But who was that? Oh,
I just threw us the background up.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Can't see the bottom row, but we'll bring those up.
No Ashley Judd on this. I forgot about her.
She's like really right
She's
there.
Up there.
No. I mean, no Ashley Judd on the top.
Her face appeared.
These people still want to work, so they don't want to do it. Yeah, if you're really saying that, Rose McGowan's the biggest missing one.
Yeah, that was.
She'd be definitely one to talk. But since I brought this up, you guys want to see this photo just by itself?
Yeah,
sure.
All right.
Let's see the hit list.
Or we can go for the big one. Hold on. I don't know how well this is going to look here. So let's see. Solo. Oh, hold on. What? How come? Oh, wait. I'm pushing the wrong one. There we go. Let's take the border off. Okay. There you go.
Right. Yeah, see, well, I don't want to get too... I don't want to be a total asshole, but who stands out here as the would not? No thanks. Nyong'o.
There's a couple I don't recognize, actually.
Well, there's a few. This is just the victims or the alleged victims.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's a who's who of Hollywood. I mean, shit.
Is Courtney Love on here? I'm looking for her because she made that one joke.
She is not, but I think that's more of a...
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think she had anything done to her allegedly. I think she was just commenting on the fact that this story was everywhere, but nobody would talk about it.
I think she'd be down, actually. She was probably one of the yeses.
You know which would have ended this so.
Okay, I feel kind of sleazy with this background.
You know what would have ended him long before 2016? If Mira Sorvino's dad, Paul, had known back then, it would have been a mafia style hit. I mean, he would have been like at the bottom of a fucking river, and it would have been done. I don't care how much power he's got. That doesn't mean you can dodge a bullet. Done. If you ever look at the TMZ video of one of the reporters coming up to Paul Sorvino and asking him, you could see it behind his eyes. Like that motherfucker would have been dead.
I have not seen it. I'm gonna look that up after.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
I knew he had ties.
Silent rage, because he ruined Mira Sorvino, which is
she's actually having a bit of a career resurgence. I think now that it's been so long, see her quite a bit now. I've always been a fan of hers.
She was going to be Lord of the Rings, the Liv Tyler role, I believe. But
really,
yeah, Peter Jackson himself said that she was his original choice. I want to say it was the Liv Tyler role, but I guess it would have had to have been. And he said, like, Harvey, I guess, told him, like, I'm paraphrasing, but that she was like a pain in the ass or something, and that's why he didn't hire her. So yeah, he did. I mean, that's a good example. Mira Sorvino was the shit back in the day, and just kind of sunk.
I just got to say that, like, now when you look at Mighty Aphrodite,
thank you,
Mighty Aphrodite. It's a Woody Allen film produced by Bob Weinstein with the victim as the lead. Just going to say that.
I will say this.
Only thing that makes it better, if Woody Allen guest directed Scream 3.
I was going to say an episode of like Game of Thrones or something with all the incest, but Woody Allen is a creepy son of a bitch and a daughter fucker as far as I'm concerned. But he's never been accused.
Fucker.
Yeah, that's still fucking creepy.
And they're still married right now, right?
Yeah, it's still fucking creepy.
Love wins.
But what do you mean?
He's never been accused by an actress though, which is odd.
Because that wasn't what he was. Yeah,
but he is a creepy bastard. That's all I'm saying.
When Dad marries his cousin, we'll have to change the argument.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Step cousin, is that better?
That's still fucked up.
How about a step cousin? Hey, my blood.
You know who I felt the sorriest for was
Bob.
Well, the older.
I just want to go to my baseball games and hang out with my friends. This fucking horny bastard keeps getting us in trouble, losing our fucking money.
What I want is they tag the Weinstein Company.
Tag Disney too.
They got out. It was like, we're out.
I really want to. I will talk about Bob later, but the older lady from the Buffalo days, basically, like I guess the one as far back. I'm sure he was
the cool one. She's kind of chunky now.
No, just the older lady. She was. Well, I think the oldest one that actually was abused by him.
Oh, okay.
The one that he used do you want to make an enemy for 5 minutes of your time?
Also, why are you bragging about 5 minutes, bro? Like that's terrible.
It's gonna be over real fast.
Well, let's be real. He wasn't doing it for their pleasure. Although he did go down on the one.
Yeah.
That almost seems like it'd be worse. I don't know. It's like he's like eating a fucking cheeseburger down there. I bet he was loud too. Just like just nibbling the clit like a nugget.
Okay, there's the line, Dan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. Todd, tagging you back in. I'm trying to be good.
No, you're not.
I'm trying.
I know.
I'm trying really hard. There's a snail joke I want to make, but I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, but the difference is you don't come off creepy when you say the joke. That's the big one.
But
what about the blind lady?
Oh,
I felt bad.
Scared, bitch. What the fuck?
I have complete nighttime blindness. And then she's like the only tough one. Like, I guess you're walking around your life kind of blind. Like, yeah, you got some ovarial fortitude. She's like, no, fuck you, fat man. All right, there's the only way out. That's a pitch black hole, dude. I'm gonna die. And then at the bottom, oh, she survived. You came from the 4th floor, right? Bye, bitch.
Damn. You know, she wasn't in the doc, but Heather Graham, I believe, is also on the list. You think she used motivation in her Austin Powers scene with Fat Bastard?
I hear they just called him Harvey on set when he was dressed up like that.
It'll only last 5 minutes. I do a terrible Scott.
I just want the Jeff Garlin biopic.
He's not quite. He looks the part. I don't think he would come off as.
He could do it.
I wouldn't mind Tom Cruise getting in his fat suit again. You know, dude, Tropic Thunder nowadays has become far more problematic than when it was in the beginning. You got Robert Downey in blackface, and now they're Tom Cruise being a fucking not Tom Cruise, well, at least not yet, playing his version of Harvey.
Man, I can't wait to talk about Nick Cage stuff.
Fat Nick Cage, there's your Harvey Weinstein. Just do like a Christian Bale as Dick Cheney on him.
Watch me shower. Who the fuck let this cunt in here? Oh, you know what? I do want Nicolas Cage as Harvey Weinstein.
I'm the sheriff of this fucking town. I'm a vampire. Especially when he breaks into like Broken Matt, who I'm totally convinced. Well, we'll get into that on the Cage show, but I'm trying to be good. I really am. All right, let's talk Bob Weinstein. Why not? All right, so as a guy,
he knew. There we go. He knew.
Yeah, I've got two brothers. You know, I mean, I'm not saying you know everything. I'm not saying. He may not have known the extent of it. Yeah,
they're paying out this big money. He knew.
Of course, he knew. There's no way he wouldn't. I don't. Even if he wasn't his brother, if I were just, his partner in the business, of course you're gonna know. You're gonna hear rumblings about that, and you're gonna see things. Some teary-eyed girl leaving his office. You're gonna pick up on stuff.
I have an interesting question. Okay, because he's had some high-profile people there. You think? The Tarantinos, the Kevin Smiths of the like knew.
Yes.
Tarantino knew, and he said he should have said something.
Yes.
Kevin Smith did not know. But Kevin Smith did not know, and I believe him. I think if he knew, he would say it because he was crying his ass off. He's an emotional fat man, or used to be a fat man. And he's a genuinely good person, I believe. And because I met him a few times. He's a really nice guy. He wants the best for everybody, and he likes to stay in his own lane. And he thought the world of Harvey because Harvey's and Bob the Weinsteins are the ones that gave him his chance. Like, oh my God, these guys are the best people ever. You guys,
they made him, yeah.
Yeah, he championed them throughout his whole career up until this happened, and then he felt so fucking betrayed. You can go online and see him crying all the time, but look for the video of him crying about
this specific cry.
Yeah, about the Weinsteins. Like, he's like, all the money that I got, I don't fucking want it if it's tainted with this. Yeah, he donated like a shitload of money to some women's bullshit. Because
I believe it's all the residuals from his time there.
There you go.
So it's like chasing it, all that stuff.
Yes, he's giving it all away. So I do not believe that he knew.
I will say this. I don't think he knew the extent.
I think he probably knew the whispers that everyone hears.
But Kevin Smith is a lot like us, where he jokes about everything. Maybe not like as far as we go. So he's like, "Oh, that's where there's smoke, there's fire." But I've heard that. That's funny.
It's also the thing where if you just hear that, it's like. But see, I think here's the big difference, and this kind of touches on it. They touch in the documentary. There's a difference between, these women do what they want to get where they want. Oh, so Harvey's taking advantage of them.
That's what I was saying at the beginning.
Versus Harvey is, raping these women. Two totally different things.
He knew
abuse of power is not okay, but I mean,
but it happens.
If it's a fair exchange, and if all these women were willing, and it was like, they were getting something out of it that they wanted. I mean, there's difference between what happened and what people kind of thought. People didn't want to think the worst. They kind of thought, there's the old mogul abusing his power.
He was getting Kevin Smith knew he was getting his dick sucked to, give parts. But yeah, there again, I think if he knew like the horrific stories about him, like
I don't think Kevin Smith
and-
knew it was rape.
yeah, I don't think he knew that. But I think he knew that he was a creep, and he kind of just
Well,
again,
here's
swept
the
it under
thing
the
with
rug.
that about that. I think he was blinded by all the other stuff because hasn't he said that it was like his film father, I guess,
Yeah.
or to that effect. So it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, like if your dad did something horrible that you couldn't believe, you just wouldn't think it really. It'd be like you'd put it out of your head.
You'd make
So-
excuses.
Yeah,
Sure.
so it's
Yeah,
not.
we're all
necessarily
human.
Even him, like, oh, I don't want to believe this. It's just, oh no, Harvey's a great guy. He would never do such a thing.
Let me ask you guys a
They're
question.
just they're just exaggerating. They're just, these, I don't want to say they were asking for because that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
This might be illustrate difference with guys versus women, and I know it's different for women, but let's say well, Pugs, you've acted and I've acted. Like, let's say that female executive, not attractive, not somebody you would normally sleep with, comes to you and it's like, you're going to get the role in the next Hollywood blockbuster, but you got to eat my puss. I'll be honest, I would probably do it, and I would not really.
Classy, man.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, okay.
We
Yeah.
literally just kind of went over that without you making it weird.
Well, I'm just
and kind of gross.
For guys,
So-
it's like
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
answer honestly.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is not.
that's-
That's not something I would do.
Depends what I'm getting out of it.
Well, he said a leading role. Now, if we're talking like a couple of zeros, like
Yeah,
7
whatever you want.
You give me the money to produce something, I'm in.
We're talking 7 or 8 zeros. Yeah, I'm chowing down.
No, I would think that the woman's a creep. I guess in the back of my head, but I don't know.
This is gonna get me some flack, but I do believe in the double standard. Like, whatever. You're like call
No
me
one
old
would
school.
care
Yeah,
about her, and that's
yeah. The double standard works every now and again for me. And if it's like a lady asking me for that, like, or another dude, oh, that's cool. She wanted me to do that. Whether I say yes or no, whatever. But I'm like, oh, that's that's kind of a badge of honor. Now, if it like be an old creepy dude asking me to suck his suck him off for a part, I'm like, okay, man.
well,
No.
yeah, that's different. I
I
could
mean,
see that.
I get to
More
be a
zeros.
Blade Runner 3.
As he finishes, look, there's tears in the rain.
Oh,
Those
now
are
that-
tears.
oh, God damn. Oh, that's worse than what I said.
No, but see, we paint a picture without actually saying it. Do you see the difference?
It's
If it wasn't
implied.
all in your eyes, you'd see.
Well, yeah.
It's the implication. Like, it's always sunny.
Oh wow! All right, so
That's why I won't go on boats with Dan.
well, all right. So moving on.
That's a good point, ladies. You've been warned.
What did you? I like. I'm trying to like not respond to it and make it work. All right, so I will say, props, and this movie's coming out on 4K. I'm excited for the Cinema Paradiso part, where they kind of put over some of the early films that made Miramax. I kind of
3. Yeah.
yeah, I like that a lot. And that was like the one thing, because I was curious. I was like, I know this realistically won't be, you can't humanize a monster. And I do believe Harvey's a monster. But when they started like going into like the love of film, I'm like, oh shit, I hope this doesn't like make me feel bad for him at all, being a fellow film fan. And I can't say it did that, but I will say
He's got good taste.
I will say I think Harvey, setting aside the fact that he's a monster, I do think he probably is a genius.
Well,
He really is.
Him and his brother had the
Bob.
right attitude to create awesome things. It's like if someone comes in with a good idea, oh, that's cool. Go
Mhm.
do it, and we'll leave you alone for the most part.
Yeah.
That's how it should work anyway. But now this guy might have fucking tainted it for the rest of the people that are brave enough to be like, oh yeah, let's see your vision. Go for it. Here's some money. Make us more money. And I like the model of like, we didn't earn this year. Big fucking deal. But we got a statue.
I actually pulled up his filmography. For producing. The first thing in his like film at all biography, first thing he did was The Burning. Very first thing. He was also the story writer.
Oh shit!
Oh, I forgot about that. Nice.
I've always said Harvey's a failed filmmaker. That's why like tortures 90% of the horror films that come out. Like he can do it better. He also directed.
Mission Extreme was the shit. So.
He also directed Playing for Keeps, which I was unaware.
Oh shit! Who was in that? Was that Kevin Costner?
No, that is. I'm looking. Shit.
I know the title.
Yeah, I don't actually the names. I don't even know. I've seen the movie, but
oh, okay.
I would. Is that the only thing he's directed? Because I've never really.
He directed that, and I don't know what the other thing is. The Gnome's Great Adventure sounds like some kind of. It is an animated film.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Too bad.
But I mean, if you look at like the producer and the executive producer side, I mean, it's like Jesus. Yeah. I can't even read them. Okay, well, the last thing that they are listed as producers, or I'm sure they obviously probably got pulled off last minute like they did on Amityville: The Awakening, because you remember the name mysteriously disappeared from the opening credits. Last thing they did was The Upside.
Which one's that?
Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
He was the crippled old dude. Good movie. Yeah. It's actually the Kevin Hart can actually act movie for me.
All I know is I bet he had the greatest time helping with casting Piranha 3D and 3DD.
Wouldn't it be funny if he were like an extra, like playing himself?
He should have just been in the pool scene, the adult pool scene.
Going down the slide.
He could have been taking a shower. Here comes the piranhas out of the shower head or from the drain.
Yeah, you got like a couple girls there just like trying not to throw up. It's like, yeah,
okay,
look at my sexy body.
Here's something I'm gonna this is how long ago, I can't remember the year, how long it goes back that Hollywood's known. Do you guys remember what is his name? Hold on, I'm gonna get this pulled up so I can think of his name.
What do you think of that? We also got to talk about that New York party where he fucking lost his shit before he go too far in.
Yes. Do you want to do that first? Well,
yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still trying.
So that amazed me. Hundreds of photos. There's no way you could suppress anything now.
That's fucking power, though. Back then, fucking. Yeah. Oh shit!
He's got the dude in a headlock.
Full blown fist fight. Now every now and again I can be a piece of shit because now I'm seeing Harvey Weinstein fight this guy and possibly getting beat up. I would go save Harvey Weinstein in hopes that he would give me a cash reward. Not knowing context, all I know is he wanted that bitch kicked out and she was not leaving, or they had a scuffle. I'm saving Harvey.
Can I be Michael Myers?
Am I wrong in thinking that though? Like back then, when no one knew he was being accused of.
I mean, random brawl. You don't know why it started. Although Harvey did yell out, like, "Get this!"
It's his party, though.
Yeah, no, that's true. I don't think you have a right though to try and take somebody's recorder, though. I mean, it's like, hey, get out. Like, I guess you have the right to make the person leave, but
true. And also, I think they're protected by the press, but it's Harvey's party. Somehow I'm there. I want to be Harvey's friend because he's big and powerful. I'm fucking that dude up and taking his recorder. Fucking film me doing it, and Harvey's cool. And then Harvey will pay for my lawyer, and then we'll be buds.
He sidesteps you, and like you just end up spearing Harvey, and he like cracks his head.
Oh, that would suck. Although that would have prevented a lot of fucking victims.
Man, that scene, like, because he says like doing the old punching him in the head.
You got him in the headlock.
Pug's gonna ended up directing Halloween 8, killing off Buster Rhymes in the first 10 minutes.
And Brandy. Yeah. Or not Brandy. Who was it? The model. Tyra
host.
Banks.
Yes.
Gone. No kung fu. Although you know what? I might have been in a Harvey situation with that Bianca lady because she's hot.
You'd be in a rough spot, I bet, to fight him. I mean, he's a pretty big dude, you know? Like, I look at it as, like, I could probably fuck him up, but back then, you know, he's still moving around okay, you know? I don't know, because I kept thinking, like, why didn't you just, like, punch him in the dick or something? I mean, you know.
The reporter guy punch Harvey in the dick? He's got a fat stomach, dude. It's blocking. It's protected.
You go underneath, get him in like a vice grip or something.
Dan will get his way in there. What I was going to bring up, it was from 2000, 20 years ago now. Do you guys remember the show Action on Fox?
Oh, Jay Moore. Yeah.
Yes, Jay Moore and Alana Douglas.
Yeah.
They had a pair of characters called hold on, let me look. Bill and Elliot Rothstein, which are obvious parodies of the Weinsteins. And we even gets the allegations basically on that show. They're kind of like, that was 20 years ago. And the show was about Hollywood. If you've never seen it, Pugs. That's why it's called Action.
Did Entourage ever have allude to anything? Because that seems like a show that would.
You know what? I fucking love that show, and I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe they were smart enough not to want to fuck with them.
Let's see if he cameoed.
I'm sure he did when they went to Cannes. Ari Gold is the fucking man. He is one of my favorite characters on TV ever created. There's a cab stand on fucking Yucca. All right, can I get a ride?
Oh, man, and these non-disclosure agreements, which is like the rich man's way out of everything. I mean,
I would gladly sign one, by the way.
Yeah, I understand. I guess, you know, something happens to you and you rather it not be out there and you got a truckload of money. I mean, I get it. I'm not going to judge anybody that, you know, but of course the downside is they'll probably keep doing it, which he did. So
I'm going to put over AJ Benza for not like biting his tongue on some of the shit he was saying. I've always liked him going back to E! Mysteries and Scandals, and he just doesn't give a shit.
Zero fucks.
Todd, did you pop for one of the quotes of one of our favorite wrestlers of all time, Bully Ray? Do you know who I am?
Where do you think he got it from? Come on.
You know, though, Bob Weinstein is still the the mystery guy. I don't know a lot about Bob. I wonder if he'll ever talk about it.
Because he's smarter than his brother. Even if he's a weird, kinky dude. No, we don't know. I haven't heard any rumblings.
Oh, I was going to say, where are you getting kinky from? Because I don't know.
I said if he's a weird, kinky dude. Like, no one knows because he keeps his shit at home or he does it better than Bob.
Or he has him killed. There's that, too.
Better than Bob. I didn't even... Yeah, I guess so.
The horror twist, Bob's like the really bad one. You talk to Harvey in prison. It's just like, it's Bob, man.
That'd be incredible. Harvey's a fall guy.
Well, Bob still produced stuff after they fired Harvey because there was, I'm looking right now, 2018 Hellraiser Judgment, Children of the Corn Runaway, and Spy Kids Mission Critical.
There's another Spy Kids movie?
It says it's an animated.
Yeah, they've kept that shit going. But can you imagine the twist? Bob's like using hypnotism and like making him think he's Harvey, and Harvey's never done anything to anybody.
That's an SVU episode.
Yeah, just he gets him in the audition and then makes it look like Harvey's the one.
Oh, you know, SVU has done an episode on Harvey. It was what's his ass? Ah, fuck.
Since
Blackbeard. He played Blackbeard in the Pirates movie.
Oh,
Deadwood.
Ian McShane.
Ian McShane played a Harvey type character, and he was a badass. Paying off these hoes and physically overpowering them, which again was brought to light in Untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still I don't want to say shocked, but like finding out that he actually physically imposed his mass on them, I was still taken back because I'm like, oh, you're a powerful dude. You don't need that shit. What? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, one thing they never explained, and I guess it's just left up to your interpretation.
All I know is I want that picture of Harvey and OJ blown up on a canvas.
Fuck yeah.
What was up with the smashed bloody toilet seat? They brought that up.
Okay, you know they kind of just like go around it. I think that's why Harvey was pissed off, yelling at his assistant because he broke the toilet seat. I swear,
one hell of a shit.
Because I was like, they just kind of gloss over it, and I was like trying to figure out any scenario, and that's the only one that makes sense. So,
fuck you, and then he just like punches it Hulk style. I don't know. That's weird.
I meant like he was taking a shit and broke the toilet and broke the seat.
Oh, that.
And that's why he was pissed off, yelling at his assistant.
Can you imagine the poor girl comes in there and he's like left a floater in there while he's doing all this shit?
See, now that's the kind of power I can get behind. Clean that shit up, bitch. Yeah. And then, leave her alone sexually. Like, there's other ways to impose your power.
And that was Erica Rosenbaum, right?
I think so.
That's another one. Yeah. I don't want to talk shit on victims, but like, she's just a pretty girl. I don't really see her as a leading lady, but in a comedy, I think she'd be fucking gorgeous. And I think that sucks that he did that to her.
I looked at her IMDb, and it's all just like little parts. She's a waitress in Wicker Park. She's a mother here, and like little there. She has a little bit more recent, but nothing. She did a voice in the video game Outlast 2. I don't know if that's anything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, there's some that I don't think he necessarily.
I found her career highlight in the Smurfs 2. She played pregnant mom.
There you go. A lot of these girls, like Mira Sorvino, I think he ruined. I think he really did kill her because she was already a star. There are others that
she was on the rise. She wasn't already a star.
It depends. I don't know exactly when it was supposed to have happened with her, but Lord of the Rings, she was a star at that point. A little before.
She was not really a star at that point.
Oh.
She had
some buzz, but I would not.
Sugar and Spice was probably around the time she started dying, right?
Yeah.
Sugar and Spice. I don't know.
The bank robbing movie. See, yeah. The cheerleaders rob a bank.
Yeah, that's not Mira Sorvino.
She's not the lead in it.
Oh. I vaguely remember that, but she would have been even too old for that role then. Wasn't that a high school thing?
Yeah, but all of them were fucking super old.
I was gonna say like Romy and Michelle, I think, was out. Mighty Aphrodite, of course.
Yeah, and like, though I don't think those make her like
replacement killers. I don't. She was a known.
There was a little. She was on. There was a little bit of buzz, but she wasn't like hitting the star level yet.
She was like right there. Well, Lord of the Rings would have been her star.
That would have made it. Yeah. Yes,
she would have been potentially big because I think she's a great actress, beautiful, still beautiful. Some of the others I don't know. Like, well, Paz de la Huerta is a very fucking weird.
No, that would.
My bad. She's not in there. She's not in Sugar and Spice. My bad.
Yeah, okay. I could have been wrong.
But here's the thing. Is Dan, and this is what I was thinking about watching because I knew her weirdness was going to come up, her behavior on set of Boardwalk Empire. But how much of this is, how do we know that's not the effect of what happened to her?
Well, again, nobody with Harvey, as far as I know, were like underage victims.
So, okay, what does
that matter?
Where that completely like changes your
oh my
the
god,
way you
man.
are as
Stop,
a person.
just stop.
With her, no. With her, she's a victim, but I still think she was weird no matter what. I don't think you can explain like quirky weirdness by that.
Again,
you know what I mean? She's a victim.
I kind of want to finish. I kind of want him to finish the underage.
I'm trying to get him to stop.
No, I'm saying
understand.
If Harvey Weinstein were like an if Harvey Weinstein were like an Epstein type, that could make, you know, if you're younger, that can totally destroy you and make you.
So if I came over there and raped you today, you're not going to be changed forever. Is that what you're saying?
Of course, I'm talking like your personality. It doesn't make you quirky, and she's a quirky person to me. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't think she was ever going to be a huge star.
I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying you don't know what effect that it had on her.
Oh, of course, I'm sure it had a great effect. I don't remember specifically.
You just said that it wouldn't have an effect if it wasn't a minor.
It wouldn't change your entire personality.
See, and that's where you sound like a fucking idiot.
Maybe. I'm just saying I think she was weird before.
That is 100% where you sound like a fucking idiot. Not maybe. It is.
But was she not quirky before?
I don't know. But all I'm saying is something like that can change you.
Yeah, sure.
And
all right.
You just said no and went off a whole spiel. Only if they're little kids and fucking I take the hat off. That's only when they change.
God damn it. It doesn't. Again, I guess not my point.
You're just digging that hole. You're not making it any better.
Let him
if I don't call you out on
Harvey is there was nobody in this this doc that I didn't believe. I think he did something to everybody in this. Some, more direct and horrible, but I think he did stuff to everybody. And I mean, there were a few in particular that it sounds like really got it very bad. He didn't have sex with everybody, but he
didn't have sex with any of these people, Dan. It's rape.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he didn't directly penetrate everybody. I'm trying, goddamn. But
so if you're not penetrated, it's not rape. Okay, good to know, Dan.
No, some of it was harassment, but
so can a woman rape a woman, Dan?
Yeah. Why couldn't she?
I don't know. I'm just going by your logic. I figured that was a no.
No, of course you can. I mean, different way, I guess, but
only if she has a strap on. Is that what you're saying, Dan?
No, god damn it, you can use objects and shit.
Oh. Objects. That's be an object.
Hands, whatever. Yeah, though, I felt bad for. I wish I remembered the exact story with Paz, because I don't really remember a full interview with her where she explains what happened to her.
She did. She went frozen. She said no one time, but
okay,
I guess he was being overly aggressive where she froze and then she just took it. Which again, Harvey, you can do better.
Maybe I was getting mixed up with. I know Aja Argento was the one where apparently same thing basically. He pulled up her skirt and started to go down on her. If I remember right, I could be getting that mixed up, but Brad Pitt's another one though too, man.
We all know that they liked him younger. She liked him younger.
Brad Pitt's another one who I know confronted him. Brad Pitt could have ended him though. Brad Pitt had a lot of name value. If he went to the news and just
not when he confronted him.
Yeah, he had name value, but I don't think it was what you're thinking. It was 20 years ago. It wasn't. He was a movie star, but he wasn't enough to destroy a career. And he also knew how powerful Harvey was. Could it have been a situation? Absolutely. But I don't think it would change the trajectory of where the events led. I think it still would have happened. It wouldn't have stopped. It honestly, knowing the way that the system out there works, it would have made her look bad. They would have worked it against her.
You're talking Paltrow, you mean right now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe somebody big enough where if you just went right out and said it, went right, you know.
He was the sheriff, God damn it.
That shit ass fucking town.
I thought I was curious to see if they were going to have more recordings.
He's going to send over Deputy Singer to your house.
Do you think he could be next? I'm kind of like waiting on, because we haven't had like a new like big Hollywood mogul type that's gotten busted lately.
Start the He Too movement. Let's be real.
Lots still passed though. Music industry is what blows my mind.
That's that double standard too. It's like, that's a dude. He should be able to say no. Sometimes you can't.
Look at all the shit Terry Crews got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big beefy motherfucker. You're crying because you got your balls tingled. Fucking beat a person up. But, you know, then he looks like an asshole. Yeah.
It looks like a hate crime or something. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't know. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't at least smack the guy. Oh no, they could flip it.
Sometimes you're caught off guard, and also Terry Crews. That may just be glamour muscle. That guy seems like a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, I like Terry Crews. He's a cool dude.
He's built to show. He's built for show and not to go.
You know, I wish I knew where the argument was made, but somebody was making a case on why Singer hasn't gotten it as bad. Now, of course, evidence factors into it, and we always have to say allegedly, but the stories are
love a pool party.
Well, you know what they said about these pool parties? Some people have made the counter argument that you're being homophobic because younger, but I don't think they've proved anybody was underage. As far as proved it may very well be true. And some are saying it's like, well, it's because he's gay. You wouldn't care if George Clooney's banging an 18-year-old girl. You know, you're not going to hear anything about that.
I don't care if he's banging an 18-year-old boy. I don't really even care if he's banging a child. It's just like, it's just not something you should do, man. You know it's wrong. You know it's illegal. Even if you have those feelings, you dirty fuck. Stop.
But that was
my business. But like, you know right from wrong.
That was the argument, though, that like you can't go after him because it looks like you're gay bashing. I don't know. I thought it was stupid. I was like, well,
horseshit.
if he was banging somebody underage, it's just as bad. And I will say the same thing. Do you think it's different for like she's not famous? Well, she's not an actress, but like Mary Kay Letourneau. Like people were directly turning that into a fucking love story, man. Just because she was attractive, but she was banging a 12-year-old kid. You know what I mean? Like it
just sucked it up and kept doing it.
Double standard.
Big time.
There's a big time. Like,
if you were 12 years old, would you not be a happy man? Get the hell out of here.
Well, imagine like I'm an actor.
I'm the asshole. I'm like, okay, if you don't keep doing that, I'm gonna tell you.
Can you imagine though? It's going to be harder even now. I feel like if I spoke up and said, Angelina Jolie, sucked my dick on the set of Tomb Raider, and I didn't want it to happen. Nobody's going to listen to me. Come on. There is a double standard for dudes. Yeah. Nobody's going to believe that shit. I would be like, get the fuck out of here.
You didn't want to happen? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, it's probably rare, but there are female.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's what you would hear. Like,
yeah. I was going to say, nobody's going to believe the fat, bearded dude got, mouth fucked by Laura Croft. Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird.
And you also have the argument, well, how did you get hard? That's biological. And that's even when some women reach orgasm during a rape, it's biological. They can't help it. They still don't want it. So it's technically still rape.
Yeah.
I do know one person is like, oh, if they come, then it's not rape. I'm like, no. That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He's not saying it was me.
No, it's not you. This is.
I'm not saying if I agree or don't agree either. I'm just going to move along.
Well, this kid went to college and his beliefs were questionable. I'm like, you need to not say this to other people. Now, allegedly it hasn't happened, but I don't know. If I hear things, I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
but he's like
lot.
3 pounds, so like I think a girl would crush his ass.
I may have asked this before, but why do you think, and I don't want to say completely immune, but why do you think the music industry, they seem to, there's a lot of like some provable and some hearsay, but there's a lot of stories out there about like super famous musicians. I want to say, and I could be wrong on this, but wasn't Steven Tyler one that was like attached to like a very like underage girl at one point, like dating her?
Yeah, I think the age was like 14, 15, but then he also had parental permission or some shit like that. Steve
That's
Perry.
a kid.
No. Who is it? No, it is, but I don't know.
But okay, see, that's also the thing. It's so weird now that it's all unified everywhere, pretty much is 18. But it used to be state by state, and some states that wouldn't have been illegal. Like Rob
It still is.
No, what do you mean it still is?
It's not 18 everywhere. There's more than a handful of states.
I think they all bumped up from like the 13 range. There's none left.
Yeah, not that young. Yeah,
there was. So
yeah.
I think I thought that we were all pretty much 18 nationwide now.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Georgia is, to be honest with you. I don't know the age, but
you should have.
I like a lot of older women, so I'm okay.
Hold on, we're looking up the age of consent in Florida right now.
What do you consider
Georgia?
Well, Georgia, Todd. Georgia, Todd, not
Georgia. Yeah. Although Florida says no, Florida's probably I don't know. Florida might be lower.
Florida's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
Georgia is 16. You're lucking out there, buddy.
Now that is weird. I'm surprised that hasn't just changed.
Hold on.
18.
Wait. State A has a single count of consent. In this state, a male or female under the age of 18 cannot consent to sex, regardless of the age of the other party. Thus, sexual relationships between two 17-year-olds would be illegal, as would sexual relations between a 17 and a 25-year-old. How does that make any fucking sense?
Yeah, what do you do if they're both the
you're
same
raping
age?
each other?
Technically, you know what? I have heard this because I think that's how most states are. You're not even legally supposed to be having sex till you're that age. But
yeah.
Who follows that?
Well,
also in California, sodomy was fucking illegal till I can't remember what year.
You know, necrophilia was legal up until fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger made it illegal. That motherfucker.
All the coroners are like, no.
Yeah, not that I want to participate, but I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's not a thing.
It depends how fresh they are.
Yeah. I don't like that gray area where, like, let's say like this. We'll go reverse. A dude is 17 and his girlfriend is 19, and they bang. It's like, okay,
that's not a child molester. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like that stuff sucks. Where then that goes on your record, and now you look like a fucking pervert.
Sure, yeah.
Here's where it's confusing. Under Title 16, Chapter 6 of Georgia Code, the state defines statutory rape as sexual intercourse with someone who is under 16 years old. This is even true if it's consensual. The legal age of consensual sex in Georgia is 16. Therefore, those under that age cannot legally agree to have sex.
It is a little confusing. I'm not quite just make it 18 and make it less confusing.
That's not confusing. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this one's different. It's technically legal for a 22-year-old to have sexual relations with a 17-year-old. However, it's still not a good idea. A 17-year-old that's still minor. His or her parents can punish them for having a relationship they did not approve of and can ban the partner from their home.
Well, yeah, it's your house. Of course you can. I don't know. Some of that seems like kind of obvious. I mean, I guess you could get a restraining order.
What's the age of consent in 1970? Dan knows his history.
Of course he knows.
Georgia's age of consent was 10 years old.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Really?
Until 1918. At
Jesus.
which time the age of consent was raised to 14.
Oh.
After raising the age of consent in 1918, Georgia was the only state in the United States to have an age of consent lower than 16.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I knew it would be low, but like not.
You nailed it around the head, Dan, which has
Is it 10 or are you joking?
No, I'm joking. I'm not joking.
Shit.
Just Google age of consent Georgia 1970.
I was being ridiculous. I can't believe. Well, 1970 is like pretty fucking. I mean, yeah, it's a long time ago, but it's not that long ago. I mean, like going out like fucking.
Well, I think New York was 16 for a long time. Like I was starting to say earlier, that's why Rob Lowe didn't really get shit because he slept with an underage girl, but it was in a state. In the state, it was like a scandal, but it wasn't illegal in the state he did it.
It's frowned upon.
Have you ever watched his Comedy Central roast where they were making jokes about it? And I'm like, ooh, like, God damn, why would you actually show up for this?
Get paid.
But I will say, although, you know what's weird? No, as far as I could tell, underage victims with Harvey. But didn't they reference something about him in the Epstein doc where it was? I could be wrong on that because it was like one story in that about Harvey Weinstein. But
I remember him being mentioned. I don't remember being about underage people. I think they just went to the same party.
Yeah, I know they referenced something about like somebody, Harvey, trying to do something. And
I would like to know the stories of them hanging out together, though. I'm like, that's probably super fucked up.
Jelaine now? There's probably videos that exist. I'm sure
by the time this airs, she could be dead.
Yeah. If she fucking dies, then all conspiracy theories are true. The Illuminati, everything is fucking real. If she
not necessarily, because then
dies.
Her last fuck you to the world. They're gonna think somebody else did this.
yeah, but it sounds like I don't think she'll necessarily do a ton of jail time if she got the dirt.
I'm
on
glad
the right people.
we're suddenly doing the Epstein follow up.
Oh, sorry.
When that gets released,
already over the hour.
But yeah, no. I mean,
you want to hear? I didn't notice this earlier. Dan, why are you complaining in the host chat? Why does he not get yelled at?
Oh, I don't know. It was for something.
I didn't yell at you for making your sucking dick comment.
What did I say?
I don't know. You must.
I don't remember now. I was just being funny.
Well, then you should have just said it on the show. It's not as funny in the comments.
It's because BLM, Dan.
Yep.
Okay. Goddamn. What else didn't we talk about on this? Oh, Ronan Farrow, I expected to be a bigger part since he kind of was one of the top guys in starting all this Me Too stuff. This does fall under conspiracy, though, a little bit when we get into Harvey. What did they call it? Was it Black Cube or Black Q, where he had hired like former Mossad spies?
Yeah. I think it's Black Q.
Yeah.
Black Q? Okay.
They did not do their job well.
They glossed over that so fast. I'm like, this is fascinating to me that he had like intelligence officials, like, you know.
Untouchable 2. We have to have the trial version. Oh my God. Wait.
Shit, yeah.
That's what I want to end on, actually.
Why did we never have I just thought of the greatest collaboration ever. And that's probably because it has the word untouchable in it. Why did we not have a project from Harvey Weinstein and Suge Knight?
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
This I've never seen it. This kind of made me want to watch that O movie that he held back.
I've seen it.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. I thought the thing at the time was it was held back because of school shootings.
Well, that was like 2000.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you had them for 20
but
years.
You know what?
This is the longest we've gone without a school shooting, by the way, guys. USA.
Well, all the schools are closed, so.
Yeah.
They can shoot their laptop.
There's a lot more guns out there now, so. A lot.
I like where your head is, Dan.
It's gonna happen. I mean, it's
good.
Yeah. I mean,
in the early planning stages. Give him time.
I'm not in school anymore, Todd. God
Damn.
damn
Stop
it.
you from shooting.
Mass shooting, school shooting, close enough.
Sandy Hook.
I'm amazed that there hasn't been, like, with all this anger going around. I just, there really hasn't been a lot of like gun violence stories lately.
Dan, you're up though. As you shoot, yell "Free Harvey."
What do you think it's like?
I'm so mad we didn't go and see that. Remember that gold Harvey like art thing they had in LA? Just Harvey on the throne.
Yeah,
that would have been. That would be my Serbian film baby photo.
Just I'm the sheriff of this shit ass fucking town shirt.
You gotta get Todd the shirt.
By the way, that is the name of this episode. If you guys didn't know,
yeah,
it has to be.
So I want to ask you, what do you think life is like for Harvey right now in prison? Which it certainly looks like he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. What do you think it's like? I mean, he's way too ugly to be getting fucked, so I don't think he has to worry about that.
Easy prison. I don't think he's in the getting fucked prison.
Yeah, I don't. He's fine. He's not suffering as much as he should be. I'll tell you that.
Telling stories about, the hot tub and all this.
It's like,
and
Gwyneth Paltrow, I had her before Brad.
He could be putting money on their books too, and you're like, oh, just help me out, or pick like 5 or 6 big fucking dudes to look out for him.
I like to imagine Harvey walked in there, took out the biggest guy, and Harvey now runs the prison.
I'm the sheriff of this shit ass fucking cell block.
Just walks right up to him and like shakes him in the neck.
I want a Harvey in prison movie now. Come on.
Can you imagine? He's got like everybody sitting in a circle. He's like, I know what's in the box, and I like it. Yeah, no, I actually don't think he's having the worst time in jail. But still, you're the king of the fucking world, and then you're in jail. It can't be like happy. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he thinks it sucks, but he deserves worse.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He should be, but he's too ugly. He should be getting fucked in the shower, but he's too ugly for that. So
they're not all pretty like Dan.
Shit, he can drop the soap and he'll just clear it out. He'll have the whole thing to himself.
He's breaking toilets in the cell block.
He likes being watched anyway.
I was gonna say, oh, that's like fucking awesome. It's like Harvey took a shit again. Oh, that's a horrible way to end it, but yeah, final thoughts.
Understand we're putting over Harvey on other shows. It's just us having fun.
It's a heel turn for us. in kayfabe. Yeah, like Dan said, he's a fucking monster. He's a massive piece of shit, and he deserves way worse than what he gets for putting these women through all that. And just like, because it's serious. As much as we laugh and joke about it, it is serious. That it changes someone's life to a degree that's totally fucked up. So,
not according to Dan, but
that's true too.
You didn't listen to the whole thing.
From here on out, I'm still going to be joking about it, saying he's a hero of mine when he's kind of not. Kinda, because he still made a bunch of movies that I fucking love. So, and I can separate the artist from the piece of shit.
He killed some movies
too,
Harvey. Though. Let's not forget, he killed some movies too. I mean, he
gave me Dimension Extreme though. Like, I'm not gonna fucking. Good job, guy.
There you go.
Rest in peace, Harvey.
Oh
yeah, I don't
God.
see him being around long.
We will literally go through his filmography.
Okay,
that will be. You know what? Yeah,
lifetime achievement.
Can you imagine if Trump pardoned him as like a fuck you? If to Hollywood, like he knows he's losing and he just like Harvey Weinstein, full pardon.
They're fucking awesome together.
Can you imagine that raw moment where he's like, I have a new CEO of Trump Pictures,
But you
and
know
his
what?
name is Harvey Weinstein. I'm back. And he's just like,
Don't rewrite history. That should be
Back in Black. Yes, there you go. He comes
I'm-
out and hugs Trump.
I'm all for that. But Harvey gave a lot of money to Hillary Clinton and those guys, so he may still hold a grudge.
That's true.
Not to pop everyone's bubble, but like I don't want to get my hopes up because that would be amazing.
You got more luck with the Tiger King over there, Dan.
Yeah, which still would be a lot.
You don't think like that'd be the last? I wonder because like if he loses, and he's got, remember he's not out till January, and he just says, you know what'll really piss them off, and he goes down the line like every like right wing like nutcase, and he pardons them all. I could see him being that petty. If this happens, this episode is going to be like I'm going to be the next Nostradamus at this point.
Real quick, Ted Nugent has a hat for sale that cracked me the fuck up. It says "Reelect that motherfucker."
I would give in California. I would give probably if you'd wear it like, oh God, if you wore it to a march and you could do it for 24 hours without anything happening to you, that'd be $100 for me.
Just $100? That's far more dangerous. There's some crazy ass people that do that though.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if that's what you believe, good for you.
Did you see the Sacha Baron Cohen thing where he was like doing like a rap at that like right wing? Did you see the clip of it?
I saw it.
Like chop them up like the Saudis do.
Yeah, I saw
and some were singing along.
A lot were singing. I'll put it on air. I can't wait for the day that man gets actually like murdered for doing shit like this. I mean, I find it funny as fuck. No, I love him. I think he's great. But like, dude, I just want it to happen. Like, I want to see that. I find that more interesting now than making fun of these stupid people.
You want to see Borat like get shot in the face?
Yeah. Lynch him.
Oh, damn.
Harvey Weinstein. All right.
Yes. Soon. I think Jelane's going to go first probably, but yeah. I don't know. I'm curious. They say Cosby's like one of like a boss in prison now. So I don't know. Maybe that'll happen with Weinstein. I can't.
Oh, geez. One's going to be running the BGA. What's that? That'd be Cosby. I don't know what the hell Harvey's running. There's not many.
That's a show. Like Harvey, like a prison show competing for like leadership.
All I know is I rewatched American Me last night, and I want to watch it again and pretend Harvey's Edward James Olmos.
Man, can you imagine like I don't know, like Cosby like kills like one of Weinstein's men and just leaves like a pudding pop in there to let him know.
I wish we could still get a goddamn Jell-O pudding pop. Those things were delicious.
That's been a long ass time.
I know. That's why I said I wish we could still get them.
Like
but
what?
Anyway, we're talking about Jell-O pudding pops.
That's a wrap. All right, guys. I've already plugged the Patreon, but once again, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Facebook, join the Horror Cartel Flesh Wound Radio Facebook group and like the Flesh Wound Features Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. We're still newish to YouTube, so building that up a little bit. So if you've listened forever on Blog Talk or Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, thank you. But you could also help us by going to YouTube and like, share, and subscribe. It makes us more visible. And that really helps us out. And stalk us on Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff as well. And that's all I got.
Peace out.
Take us out, Sheriff.
Hit the black stairs.
That's the final line.